Stars broadcaster Cristiano Simonetta on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. I'm Cristiano Simonetta, joined alongside by Stars head coach Rocky Russo. 8 o'clock on Tuesday, March 29th. Rocky, what's going on? You got your Rock and Joe coffee, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I needed some coffee tonight. It's been a long few days here in Stars World, and got ourselves a day off yesterday and back to it today, but definitely a long weekend, and the Americano from Rock and Joe is going to keep me going through the show tonight.
That's going to have to be nicknamed the Russo after all this success with the Lincoln Stars. 32 wins in the season. You guys are in the midst of a 6-game winning streak. So what is that like after that big win against Waterloo? Do you just say, all right, guys, you're off Monday, and then the whole bus erupts? What's that conversation like?
No, they knew they were off. They always get one day off every week, and on a 3-game weekend, it's a Monday. So, that obviously you were on the bus. That's a rough day. 5 hours each way plus a game. Like that's a serious haul to play one hockey game.
At 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. we left, and it's a 5-hour ride to Waterloo. The ride back just felt like it was taking 8 hours. Were you ripping through shows? What was that post game like?
You know what? Like I am on the veteran scale for riding the bus. I'm up there, right? Like 12 years in the North American League, all those years in the South Division. Like those are some serious trips. And I've been regionalized very quickly here in Lincoln, Nebraska. We're so fortunate in regards to the distance traveled with our schedule that trip felt like forever on the way home. And I did I watched the last 2 episodes of Ozark on the first half of the season there, which were pretty awesome. And then tried to get a little sleep. Fell asleep for a while, woke back up. We still had 2 hours left. It was like, and of course my phone was dying, and I was using my hotspot to get my Wi-Fi. It was a mess, but we made it back fortunately, and with a win, which was the most important thing.
And one of the weirder storylines on that bus ride is the Oscars were going on, and we heard about that Will Smith and Chris Rock controversy. Do you have a take on that situation? Because I love your NBA basketball takes. What about that situation between Will Smith and Chris Rock? We got to start off the show with that.
First of all, I couldn't be less interested in the Oscars or celebrity, quote unquote celebrities, quote unquote important people. I never really understood that. I appreciate good acting. I like to watch a good movie. I don't care to watch those people fawn over each other and act like they're more important than everybody else. But with that being said, I don't know about that whole deal. Like, I'm a Will Smith fan.
Same.
Obviously grew up Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, listening to Getting Jiggy with It, like all of his music. He's had so many awesome movies. I'm a Will Smith fan. I'm a huge Chris Rock fan. Like, he's hilarious. He's always been funny since I was a kid. I know the backstory. Like, Will and his wife have some crazy stuff going on in their relationship, which probably is nobody else's business but theirs. But it got into the public, and so I don't know. You don't open hand slap another man. Like, if you genuinely have an issue, like, punch him. But he slapped him, and then he cried, and the whole thing was pretty embarrassing for him, I thought. And I know he's supposed to be quote unquote defending his wife, which I'm all for. Defend your wife. I would defend my wife in a heartbeat. But based on all the other stuff that I know, like, maybe you could have picked a better moment to handle it. Maybe I would have waited until after the show. Or maybe, just maybe, nobody cares about the Oscars anymore. And so they did a great job of drumming up an awful lot of interest with the Oscars
the tinfoil
by that ridiculous situation. Because I flipped out open Twitter during the long bus ride home, and it was like I scrolled for a minute straight before I saw something other than that situation. So they definitely did a good job of drawing attention to themselves if that was the goal.
And then he wins the Best Actor. Like, if he wouldn't have won the Best Actor and doesn't come on stage, I don't even think it's still a huge deal in TV. But the fact that he won and he's talking about how love and violence is not the answer, and it's just like, wait, we all saw what just happened 10 minutes ago.
And then he's dancing after.
Yeah.
I saw to one of his old songs. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that guy seems like he's got some bigger issues, which if I was in the relationship he's in, I might have some bigger issues too. But he just, I don't know. But it's certainly, and it still has traction because the memes have taken over the world. I used that the next morning because I always battle with Scott Langer, who's from West Islip, New York, and tell him that I think the pizza from Youngstown is better than the pizza from New York. And so there was a meme I saw on Facebook the next morning of the smack, and it was obviously the Youngstown pizza smacking the New York pizza. And I started an immediate uproar at 7 a.m. the next morning with Alex Curious, who's the media director in the North American Hockey League, and Scott Langer. It was actually pretty comical.
What's the Youngstown pizza situation then? Is it a slice? Is it square? I'm not familiar with it.
So there's obviously it's more of a sheet pizza that you would get in a lot of cases, but the best pizza there is called a Briar Hill pizza, which is sauce and no cheese. It's Parmesan cheese. And then green peppers. And when it's made right, it is like lights out. And so there's a couple different places in Youngstown that make it unbelievable. And so I'm a proud, obviously, Youngstowner, and I believe in our pizza. And I would put it up against any slice from New York, any slice from Chicago, any slice from Connecticut, which has gotten some barstool traction with some pizza places there. That's how good I think it is.
Do we need to have you tour the city of Lincoln like Dave Portnoy and do one bite? Everybody knows the rules.
You know what? Simply so that I can find really good pizza. I would be all for that. Currently, and not just because they're a sponsor, I really like Topper's Pizza. I ordered a couple pizzas for the staff a few months ago. It was my first experience with Toppers, and they've got an awesome buffalo chicken pizza. They've got some different pizzas there that are really good. I haven't found a great place outside of that yet. So if you're listening to the show, text us at the Sartor Hamann text line 402-464-5685. Tell us where the best pizza in Lincoln is, because I'm all for it. Currently, I just make my own. I go to Trader Joe's. They have pre-made pizza dough there, which is excellent. And in fact, I did it last night. I made 2 pizzas. I made one with just pepperoni for my daughter, and then I did prosciutto, peppers, and onions with the other pizza, and it was excellent.
What's the go-to pizza? You've been here for a little bit.
In Lincoln?
Yeah.
I haven't really gone to a ton of pizza places, but I've been to Yaya's.
Yaya's is good.
And Blaze Pizza down
the guys love Blaze, Rocky. You hear them clamoring about it in the locker room.
Really? All right.
All of them, every single weekday.
I'm gonna have to Blaze. Where's that at? It's downtown?
Yeah, down in the Haymarket.
Yeah.
Do you know where? Or wait, I'm trying to think of how to reference it. Never mind. Scratch that.
Great. It's great radio.
I'll find it. If the guys know where it is, I'll find it. Like, generally, ironically, I'm the one telling them where to go get food, especially Daltz. Like, you think the guy's been here for like 5 years. He'd know. I mean, we had an absolute uproar a couple weeks ago because he asked me where to go to lunch. And I'm like, well, you could go to Muchachos and get an unbelievable burrito. The Hatchback green chili burrito is lights out. I said, or go to Alibaba's and get a gyro. And he goes, what's a gyro? And Labo was like, what? Are you serious? He's like, I've never had a gyro. And of course, we then rephrased it as a gyro. And he had no idea. So him and Nelly went and ate at Alibaba's, which is around the corner from Lululemon, and they loved it, of course. So now they come to me for their lunch questions all the time. I went to Bison Witches this past Saturday, and I was craving a Saturday, and I was craving a Reuben. I wanted corned beef on St. Patrick's Day, and I didn't get any. So I went to Bison Witches. I got a Reuben there, the homemade rye bread. Like that sandwich was fantastic. So if you haven't been to Bison Witches, we should probably hit them up for some sponsorship because they're getting it free right now. But they deserve to have it free because that sandwich was.
They have unreal chicken nachos, like the best in the city. Like out, and they're huge, they're cheap, and yeah, Bison, which is a great place on a weekend. But we didn't have any days off this weekend. We had 3 games in 3 days, and guess what? 3 games in 3 days.
Roll it back for 3 more again. We've had what? Is this going to be our 5th or 6th?
At
3 and 3.
At least 5.
I believe it's at least 5, and it's crazy because we had how many weekends at the beginning of the year with a single game, or we had an off weekend, and it's a lot of hockey in a short period of time. We only have 9 games left, which is crazy to even talk about. But 3 and 3 with another 3 and 3 rolling on the back end. This one against home and home with Sioux City, and then Tri-City on Sunday. Like, you want to talk about high pressure situations, but the guys have handled the 3 and 3 so well to this point. I'm really proud of them. And obviously last weekend, the win at home on Friday, win on Saturday, travel on Sunday, find a way to win in the third period. Just such a, it's a sign of really good things to come for this group.
And that Friday game against Sioux Falls was something that I've never seen in person. 2 players recording hat tricks on the same team, Noah Laba and Lucas Wallen. For you on the bench, we've talked about this so many times, so I apologize if you've listened to all the coaches' comments. Now you're going to hear a little bit of a rehash, but for people who didn't know, you scored 7 goals. Noah Laba scores 3, Lucas Wallen scores 3, and you score 5 shorthanded goals. What do you think was the biggest storyline out of that game for you?
Well, first of all, we're not playing well, right? And we're down 2-1 going into the second period. We only had 7 shots on net in the second period. We scored 5 goals on 7 shots. Like, it was crazy. And the shorthanded goals start pouring down, and it actually became a little bit of a joke on the bench. Like, I couldn't believe that they hadn't found a way to make an adjustment on the other bench. Like, maybe if you turn it over, turn around and sprint back to your net. Don't let Wallen and Thompson and Laba continue to just shoot out of the zone. But, hats off to those guys for making plays, understanding time and space, putting themselves into open ice positions, and then finishing, right? Because those chances are one thing. Being able to bury is another. And for us to bury 4 in the second, and then we score another one in the third, and then we score another one the next night. And it was just, 6 shorthanded goals in one weekend. Absolutely unbelievable. 4
shorthanded goals in 5 minutes and 3 seconds. It's not even video game stuff. That'd be hard to do in a video game.
We way back, I was coaching at Youngstown State University. I did double duty when I was coaching in Youngstown with the Phantoms, and I was the head coach of the ACHA club team. And we scored 3 shorthanded goals in a game, 2 of them on the same kill, 2 of them shorthanded 5-on-3.
Oh my! How did that happen?
I had the best player in the country.
Okay,
so he did kind of what he wanted.
That's tough, though.
But 2 of them 5-on-3. It was backbreaking, and I have to confirm this. So if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that the goalie in the net for those was Nick Fabrizio.
That's the GM of the Lincoln Stars,
who was the goaltender at John Carroll University.
I'm surprised you didn't just text him and said, "Hey, do you remember this?"
He would never admit it anyway. I'm going to have to confirm that. And if I'm wrong, Nick, I apologize. But I swear that it was against John Carroll. It was a long time ago. That was like 2008 or 2009. So my brain doesn't go back that far with all the hockey games I've coached in those years.
Yeah, but this one has to stand out because, 5 shorthanded goals, and Aiden Thompson reaches a huge milestone in that third period with Lucas Wallen scoring. Just what a fitting way for Aiden Thompson to pick up his 100th point. It's not like he got a secondary assist. He taps the puck in neutral ice and there, something else happens. He brings the puck, carries it along the left wing from the D zone, draws 2 sets of eyes, 2 sets of legs.
The patience on that pass was incredible. And I saw Wallen, like, it was almost like a light
Mhm.
bulb went off over his head, and he's like, I'm going there because they're all staring at Thompson over here. And he sprinted into space, and Thompson sucked those guys in and made that pass. And of course, Wallen's going to find a way to bury right there. But what a really, really impressive play by Aiden.
And it's a little hyperbolic when it comes to what I'm about to say, but the attitude that Aiden has, just because The Last Dance was so popular a couple of years ago, it's a lot of Michael Jordan in the way Aiden Thompson carries himself. He really wants everybody on his team to be just as good as him, to think as good as him. And if you don't, then, well, I'm going to tell you that.
Yes, Aiden is demanding. And I mean that in a good way,
exactly.
right? He's demanding to his teammates because he's demanding on himself. He expects excellence out of himself, and he wants everybody around him to have that same type of expectation. So his line mates have answered that bell. They're really good at kind of busting his chops and
Yes.
and bringing him back where they need him to be from time to time, especially Marcellus. Like, Marcy's such a jokester. Like, Thompson slams my door open in my office this morning, and he's like, Coach, what are you saying I'm a bad golfer for? And I'm like, what are you or no, he goes, what are you saying? Nellie's a better golfer than me. And I'm like, Thompson, what are you talking about? Marcy's behind him laughing hysterically. And I'm like, I did not say that. And he's like, well, what did you say? I said, well, you were upset when Nellie beat you. And Mason's like, and I kind of added that Nellie's better than you, Thompson. He's like, good, we're done here. And he just shuts the door. He was so mad that he thought that I would have ever said that Henry Nelson was better at anything than he was. So it was funny because Mason just is one of those, he just
cattle prodder.
Oh yeah, big time. And I think that's why that line is working so well, because they're all really hyper energetic in the sense that they want to succeed, but off the ice, Marcy's like calm and a jokester, and Wallen's just pretty laid back, and they balance each other really well.
And since you put that line together, is you and the rest of the coaching staff just putting your feet up and saying, yeah, we did this, we started it, we made a really good decision?
You know what? The KO trade gave us the flexibility to be able to do that. And so, KO's now done a great job playing center for us and killing some penalties and playing on the power play. But it gave us the ability to move Marcy to the wing. And we've talked about it before, having a rotation of left wingers going through that line. And there's guys that did a great job for a short period of time, obviously, but nobody was able to find real chemistry with Wallen and Aiden, and Mason did it right away. And the one thing Mason had to work on was his wall in his D zone and playing wing instead of center. It's a much different responsibility. And once he figured that out, then he was able to obviously really take his game to the next level. Offensively, they've been fantastic.
You're listening to Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. You have a question for myself, Rocky, or maybe Killian Keeker-Olson and Keaton Peters, who will join us in segments number 2 and 3. Text us, call us, 402-464-5685. That's 402-464-5685. You talked about the dueling hat tricks between Laba and Wallen. Lucas Wallen gets another hat trick on Saturday. Have you ever been a part of that before, with a guy getting consecutive hat tricks?
No. I don't know that I've ever been a part of two guys with a hat trick in the same game. And I mean, Laba had 2 shorthanded goals. Wallen had 2 shorthanded goals. But no, I've never seen 2 guys get him in the same game. I'm certain I've never seen anybody have them back to back. So, I would suspect we've at least set some Lincoln Stars records. But we've probably set some USHL records with 5 shorthanded goals in a game and 4 in a period.
And I emailed the league the next morning, and they said, we don't have that stat. And I was like, come on.
They should have that stat. They really should.
And the back-to-back hat tricks one, I believe Tim Gray from the Lincoln Journal-Star did a lot of deep diving. He said that Brandon Bochenski, I believe, had a back-to-back hat trick sequence in 2000. So it's been 21 years. I mean, when we talk about this team this year, we're mentioning those teams from 20 years ago, obviously, for their success that they've had. But it's weird to see the similarities with the offensive production from guys like Thompson, Wallen, Dalton Norris. I'm pretty sure, again, we I've looked back in the stats. I think he scored the most goals in a season among defensemen in Lincoln Stars history. So you guys are just breaking records and winning hockey games.
What I can't wait for is the highlight video at the end of the year of all of the incredible moments that we've experienced so far. And there's too many to mention. It's like we've had so many, but Wallen's, a lot of it revolves around Lucas Wallen, by the way, but Wallen's shootout goal to win, us coming back down 2, Joe LeMay's goal with 1 second left in Omaha, like the shorthanded situation. Like there's been so many. You look at quote unquote marquee moments in a season, and we have had multiple seasons worth of them all in 1 year.
Even the first goal that Lucas Wallen scored in his career, do you remember it? He's sliding on his belly, and he backhands the puck over Isaac Posh's right shoulder, and you just think, wait a minute, what?
That was Ovechkin has done that.
Exactly. Pretty good company, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like that, and I remember that goal because of the relentless effort, right? He didn't give up on it. He managed to get to it. He's lost his footing. How about the game-winning goal he scored in Sioux City? Again,
9 seconds left in the game.
Same thing, like falling down, is able to bat it in between the legs of their goaltender, and we win with 9 seconds left. Like, we've had so many of those this year. It's a tribute to our guys and their willingness to just never give up and just continue to battle and find a way.
Where does that confidence, do you think, stem from? Because you can't teach it. You can advise and say, hey, you guys got to be ready emotionally for moments like this, but to execute the way you guys have, it's a reason why it's so unprecedented. We've had so many big moments.
You know what? I think it's a learned behavior, and once you do it once, then there's a belief in you that, hey, we can do this. We've done it, right? And as a coach, it allows me to go, hey, guys, we've been here. We've done this. Don't worry about it. We got this. And then you do it again, and you do it again. Like Sunday, I was completely calm. We're down 3-1 going into the third, and I'm like, hey, guys, for the record, like we've scored 5, 6, 5 in the third period against this team the last 3 times we played them. Like, just don't deviate from what we do, and we'll win. And we did. We played exactly the way that we're supposed to in the third period. It's 3-2, it's 3-3, it's 4-3, empty netter, game over. Like, just like surgical almost. Like the guys just, they knew, they believed in it. And that happens over the course of a season where it happens time and time again, and they build that confidence. They're able to rely upon it, and then obviously they have success.
And in that third period, I have, the privilege of providing the commentary and stuff for these games. And all I'm saying is, don't worry, this team, why would you doubt them? They're playing good hockey. It was really tough to end that first period down 3-1 after you generated some great chances. Killian Keeker-Olsen had a chance at the near side goal line. It was stopped by an outrageous save by Emmett Crotto. But when you get into that third period and Caden Mberico makes that first save, you see Thompson with number 3 streaking down the middle. You're like, okay,
how about that pass?
It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
And I'm watching it develop, and I'm like, he's going to try this, and it's going to get picked off. Like it's a 100+
home
foot
run
pass. And I thought it might have been offsides. I don't know.
We won't talk about that, but yeah.
But it was close. But their D, their D had to be like, there's no way he's going to make this
He's
pass.
Glued to Wally. He's right there.
Yes. And it was literally the only place it could have been where it would have sprung Lucas, and obviously he did, and he was gone.
And just the move there, the patience, because he likes to go between the legs. We saw it a couple nights before, but just roof job. It looked like Patrick Kane going to the backhand upstairs.
He actually came back to the bench, and he's like, I was going to go 5-hole. And he goes, he stayed down longer than I was expecting. And so I pulled it to my backhand and went upstairs.
And the tying goal was even just a thing of beauty, too. You have everybody on the ice involved at the end of a 4-on-4 shift. But quickly before we go to break, what about that extra pass from Luke Johnson? Everybody on the ice had a huge part of that goal, and you guys tied it up.
Well, and that's, one of the things I'm most proud of this year after all the things we just talked about, but the way our offensive zone has developed. And, if anybody watches our team, we are a 5-man unit in the offensive zone. It's not a traditional 3 forwards working and 2D standing on the blue line. Like our D are down the dots, they're down the walls, they're crashing the backside, and it's so hard to defend. But our forwards are responsible. They know when they need to be up high, when they can attack the net. And we had so much movement throughout that shift. Laba comes out of the box. It ends up, again, we've got possession. Luke has it. Looks like he's going to shoot it. Slides it to Laba, and all in one motion, Laba's ready to bury.
And we'll talk to the game-winning goal scorer on Sunday when we come back. You are listening to Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket.
Allo knows businesses need reliable communication, both at the office and at home. Now more than ever. Just listen to Bill Mitchner from Lighthouse.
Before, we'd have breaks in service, especially for internet, but we've never had any issues with Allo. It's always been there and available when we needed it.
At Allo, supporting your business is our business. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685 today.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagie sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
Hello, I'm Charlie Stone, back with the latest news from Honda of Lincoln. Joining me now is the general manager, Andy Goodyear. Hey, Andy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Hey, Andy, with spring right around the corner, how is your supply of new Hondas and pre-owned vehicles?
Really good, Charlie. As I've said before, when you drive by our lot, you don't see what you're looking for, just remember we have hundreds of new Hondas arriving soon, with Honda continuing to offer 0.9% APR financing to qualified buyers. Plus, we have over 125 pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery.
That's great, Andy. Any more great news?
There is, Charlie. Honda just announced financing from 0.99% APR on certified pre-owned Hondas for qualified buyers.
So come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. iElectric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. iElectric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606. or learn more at highelectric.com.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible. Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We're doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Winter is upon us. Is your home prepared? If your furnace isn't keeping up or you've thought about replacing it, John Henry's has a new year, new unit special. When you purchase a select heating and cooling system from John Henry's, we will give you the furnace for free. There are also equipment and LES rebates up to an additional $850. This offer expires February 28th, so don't miss out. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Stars broadcaster Cristiano Simonetta on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've been hearing this song a lot if you're a Lincoln Stars fan as of late. 6 straight wins for the good guys. Welcome back to Outside the Box. I'm Cristiano Simonetta, joined alongside by Stars head coach Rocky Russo. Killian Keeker-Olsen and Keaton Peters have joined us for segments 2 and 3. But really quick, let's thank today's sponsor, Empyrean Brewing Company. The Icebox is excited to offer local beer choices at Stars games, which includes Lincoln's Empyrean Brewing Company. Their new beer, Sunslinger Extra Pale Ale, is a wheat-centered ale that is low on calories and carbs. It's also surprisingly flavorful with lemon highlights for a refreshing, easy-drinking beer. Enjoy other popular beers from Empyrean like Mind Over Mango IPA and Goal Line Amber Ale, sold only at the Icebox. Cheers and let's go Stars. KO, Keaton, what's going on, guys? Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us on.
Yep.
Are you guys a little nervous? I asked you before we jumped on, but are you guys seasoned pros? I mean, you're a 21-year-old, you're the 18-year-old, but you guys have already been thrown into the gauntlet that is Lincoln Stars Media.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a couple radio shows in prior years, so no, it's nothing new.
Keaton, what about you?
Yeah, I think this will be my first radio show, so looking forward to it.
Well, your first instruction is to get your mouth nice and close to the microphone there.
Rookie mistake.
Try to talk into the top of the microphone. So don't worry, I got the same instruction when we started this a few months ago, and I have extensive radio experience. So, guys, welcome to the show. I said to Cristiano this afternoon, hey, I want to make sure we get everybody on the team on the show here throughout the year, and Keaton has been with us longer than KO has, but wanted to make sure you guys both got on. So glad to have you here. There's a lot of North American Hockey League roots in this room right now, and these two guys played in the same division, not at the same time, right? KO played in Chippewa, and Keaton was with the Janesville Jets. Neither of those teams would have survived in the Dirty South Division, but that's another story entirely. So, guys, you know, KO, you've been in the USHL now for a couple years. Keaton, you had a short stay in the North American League before you joined us, but tell us a little bit about your experience in that league and what it did to help get you here to the USHL.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're in the North American League, I mean, even when you're not, when you're playing AAA, you want to make the USHL. That's the goal. That's what you're trying to aspire to. And then when you get put in the North American League, getting cut from the USHL, I think a whole new drive is, awoken within yourself. And I mean, the difference that there's plenty of differences, but I mean, between the leagues, but I think once you're in the North American League, all you're thinking about is playing your best hockey, playing your hardest hockey, hoping to get noticed by a USHL scout coach looking for that opportunity, to get called up during the year, if not get drafted.
That's a really good segue, talking about Killian Keeker-Olson's progression and development before coming to the USHL. Our Great Clips question of the week. The Stars actually drafted KO previously before acquiring him at this year's deadline. What year was that? Text that answer to 402-464-5685 for a chance to win tickets to Saturday or Sunday's game. What year did the Stars draft Killian Keeker-Olson? Text your answer to 402-464-5685. Isn't that a crazy story, Rocky?
You know what? It's funny because, I had some experience with KO. We spent about 3 weeks together in Moscow and then ultimately Sochi, Russia for the Serious World Junior Cup in August of 2019, and got to know him a little bit. And so when it came time for this trade to happen, we were looking around the league and trying to figure out where we were going with what we were going to try to accomplish. We wanted a center, and I was really ultra concerned about making sure that we were putting the right person in our locker room. And so my experience with him during that event gave me the confidence to say, hey, I know this kid, I got along with him well. His teammates liked him when we were there for that 3 weeks. And I talked to Nick Trella briefly, and I'm like, hey, how did you like your experience with KO? He had nothing but good things to say. So I'm like, okay, let's pull the trigger here. So funny how, experiences elsewhere, obviously always, the hockey world is small, so they always find their way back again. I didn't even know that KO had been drafted by Lincoln until we started these conversations with Nick and Billy, and Billy was like, hey, yeah, he was drafted here. And so he's like, I know him a little bit, but, I don't know him the way you do. So very, very cool little bit of information for our fans.
Yeah, and KO was drafted 3 times in the USHL, Dubuque, Lincoln, and Des Moines. And speaking of Des Moines, Keaton Peters, the guy to your right, scored a big goal in a game that you were on the other side of in Des Moines in the third period. Keaton, just talk a little bit about your first USHL season, and what do you think you've learned the most from your time here in Lincoln?
Yeah, I remember that game. I remember going up against KO in those faceoffs quite a lot. But I think the season's been great. Obviously, starting off in Janesville, that gave me the opportunity to have Lincoln scouts take a look at me, and I had the opportunity to come up and play a weekend, and ended up making the most of that opportunity. And I've been loving it here ever since.
And the guy you'll face this weekend, Charlie Shane, was your teammate last year. Are you close with him at all? Like, what's the texting been like?
Yeah, I shared the locker room with him for just a week.
Yeah.
I went and skated with Janesville last year for some practices in the game. But yeah, I remember having a conversation with him for sure.
So is there going to be a little, do you guys talk like when it comes to guys that have maybe played on previous teams, whether it's in the North American League, maybe in high school in Minnesota and stuff like that, where you see them up again and then you're like, hey guys, how are you doing? And then it's down to business as soon as the puck drops.
Talking to them before the game and warm-ups.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
On the ice even, at the draws. Yeah. Little smile like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Little chirp back and forth, some banter going on.
As centerman, what's that like too? Is there really a conversation? Because I see you guys talking all the time to other centers. Is there a conversation going on? Maybe it's to the linesman that's dropping the puck, or what's the strategy?
Well, I mean, me, I don't shut up. I talk to everybody. Yeah. So linesman, ref, other teammates or kids on the other team. They all get a conversation out of me for sure.
Do you guys battle in face-off drills in practice?
Yeah, I mean, we do face-offs in practice. Yeah, we do. We'll drop pucks for each other and stuff for sure.
Is there a key to winning a face-off? Maybe like a little cheating a little bit that goes on? What's the secret there?
I think you got to get in the other guy's head a little bit.
Okay.
Make him think you're going to do something, and then you go for a different route than what he's thinking.
I like when the centerman tries to do the old Mario Lemieux and push it through the opposition. Yeah.
Yeah, you could go to that well too often though.
Oh, of course.
And if you do, then it's hard to keep your guy in front of you if you lose that draw, and then you end up with numbers up the ice. So you got to be careful. I did have to show the guys the way a little bit last week, though. I won a couple draws against some of the centers, and they weren't too happy with me. So then Dalt stepped in. I had to beat him 2 out of 3 times, and then he was really upset too.
Would you ever put him on a faceoff?
Yes. Yes, and here's why. Because there's been times in my career that we've had a 5-on-3, and under the certain circumstances, I've used 3 defensemen. And so in that situation, I would have a D take the draw.
That wasn't the ACHA 2 shorthanded goals.
No, it was not. That was well, we did it in Amarillo a couple times. We may have done it at one point this year too. So it's happened before, and I think depending on the time left in the period, how much time's left on the penalty, who's in the box, all those circumstances are a part of that decision. But it's been done.
KO, let's talk about postseason hockey. You played for Des Moines last year. They were close to making a run. We traded for Joey Pierce. You guys got Zach Erdahl, and we thought you guys were just going to be this unreal team. We're glad we took you this year because we saw your effectiveness last year, and now you're headed to the Clark Cup playoffs. So what's that mentality been like on a team like Des Moines at the trade deadline? Did you have a feeling that you were maybe going to get dished? Were there conversations within the organization where you felt like, okay, I maybe have played my last game here?
It was kind of strange because I was kind of expecting it to happen on Sunday, trade deadline being Monday, I believe. And I was kind of expecting, if I'm going to go somewhere, it's going to happen on Sunday. I'm going to get a call. I was keeping my phone on me, just in case, looking. And I went to bed Sunday night and I was like, I'm staying here. I was convinced I wasn't going anywhere. And then, sure enough, in the locker room Monday morning, and got the news.
So was that something that you found out about when you showed up at the rink in the morning?
Well, it wasn't officially done yet. Like, I don't think
I can give you the information at this point.
I like Keaton asking the question, though. That's
So when you trade a high school student, the player and the parent have to sign a trade consent form. Christian Kosis is still in high school, so the timing of everything, getting the paperwork to him and his parents, took a little bit longer. And so you did not practice that day, right? You got held out of practice, which we were we were told would happen. And once we got the paperwork done, then the league finalized and processed the trade. So the trade was done the night before, but there was obviously some details that had to get done. And ironically, we tried to trade for another player on your team as well 3 weeks before that at the import trade deadline. And about 10 minutes before the deadline, Scotty pulled the plug on the Scout Truman trade because we wanted Scout as well.
Would you still have gone for me if you got Scout?
Look at him. I love this. This is awesome.
There is a very legitimate chance that we would have gone for you as well, because we did want 2 forwards. We did. And it just didn't work out that way. We didn't find another forward that we liked enough to pull the trigger, but we did like Scout. And I have a lot of respect for Scout's game and the way he plays. And I thought he would have fit in here nicely.
Yeah, no, I love that kid. I mean, we text every day still. I was really close with that kid. I was literally texting him in the waiting area out there before.
Well, now you can let him know he could have been a Lincoln Star.
Well, speaking of the forwards, it's a very good point about the competitiveness and adding guys at the deadline and expanding with the unlimited affiliates. Keaton, whether you're battling for a roster spot, sitting out for a game or two, I think you've handled everything like a pro. And as an 18-year-old kid, it's really not guaranteed at this level. So what do you think the reason is for your ability to focus on the team and also be prepared and work hard in practice for when your number gets called back again?
Sure. I don't think having the scratch now raises my compete level. I think I've always been really competitive, trying to move up in the lineup and things like that. But it definitely adds a level. I don't know the exact word for it, but you're thinking about it, right? Mm-hmm. You're trying to battle and keep your spot in the lineup. And yeah.
I guys like Keaton and Raph they're the 2 youngest guys on the team, right? Like, they have been the biggest beneficiary of us carrying a smaller roster all year, because they were in every night all year. And there's an element that I think is important, I believe is important, to knowing that, hey, I might not be in the lineup. But I also believe as a younger player, it's nice to know I'm going to be in the lineup. Now it's a matter of, am I going to get a lot of minutes? Am I going to get a little minutes? Keaton's had games where he's had a lot of minutes. Keaton's had games where he's had a little minutes. I get the same effort out of Keaton no matter what. And his compete level has never come into question. His preparation and work ethic throughout the week of practice has never come into question. And I think everything that he's going through this year, the highs, the lows, and everything in between is just going to make him such a better player next year, which is obviously what this is about, right? There's a developmental process, and his goal is to be ready to play college hockey at Northern Michigan when the time is right. And until then, let's just continue to find a way to get better. And I've been really proud of the way Keaton has just managed that all year long. And we've seen the game go up, see the maturity. It's always been there, but it's, when you fight through some adversity, you deal with a little bit more from time to time. And hats off to you, kid, because you've handled it like a pro.
And in a couple of years, you'll be going to Northern Michigan. Stars assistant coach from 2020-21, Nick Peruzzi, is now at Northern Michigan. Have you talked to Ruzzi? What has he been like? Because he is just the best guy. I love him to death.
Yeah, we talk a good amount. I keep him updated with what's going on here. But there's that Lincoln Northern connection through there. I remember in the summer at main camp, he came up and introduced himself to me, and we spoke for a while here in Lincoln.
He can talk your ear off for a good.
Oh yeah.
KO says he's a talker. Nick Peruzzi is a guy who will just bother you for 7 hours, and you love him.
You and Nick Peruzzi will have something in common because Nick Peruzzi also played for me.
Really?
Wait a minute. Really?
When was this?
In 2000.
Oh God! I want to take over the interview. What was he like as a player?
Ruzzi was a depth forward. Worked hard, fought, killed penalties. He played for me in St. Louis for the Bandits in 2008, 2009. Or was it 9-10? It was 9-10, 2009, 2010. And the guys absolutely loved him. I could say it now. We traded Nick at the deadline, and we're going to bring a different guy in. And our captains came in and said, you absolutely cannot trade Nick Peruzzi. We love him. We need him. Even if he's not going to be in the lineup, he needs to be here. And Jeff Brown went and rescinded the trade. So that tells you what type of teammate Nick Peruzzi was. So it doesn't surprise me at all that he's doing such a great job as coach.
We'll be back more with KO and Keaton on Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hi, welcome to Big Chain Bar and Grill. Can I get you a drink? Which game were you hoping to see? Doesn't matter. I don't know what channel the game's on anyway. Are you ready to order? Okay, here's your check. Come back and see us again, okay?
What?
Hey, welcome back into Upside.
Slow down and enjoy the game at the Upside Bar and Lounge. Comfortable seating, plenty of screens, a great food and drink menu, and no one trying to shove you out the door. Come in, hang out, and take it all in at the Upside Bar and Lounge, open daily just east of 27th and Pine Lake.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
You hear that? That's the sound of extremely tender and delicious beef from certified Piedmontese. Prime grade tenderness with a fraction of the fat and calories of normal beef. It's Nebraska-raised product and the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. Change the way you buy beef today at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. just north of 84th and Havelock, or at cpmercado.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Back to Outside the Box with Rocky Russo and Cristiano Simonetta on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are wrapping up Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. I'm Cristiano Simonetta, joined alongside by Stars forwards Keaton Peters and Killian Keeker-Olsen. Rocky Russo, his time is done tonight, but he did fantastic as usual. Guys, you've heard this song too a lot over the last 6 games. I want to get your first impressions when you heard this Win song. And have you been a part of other locker rooms and Win songs where you're like, this just doesn't really cut it? Because this one is a banger. This is nice.
Back in Milwaukee, we were playing Party in the USA.
Oh, my gosh. It's a good song. KO, what about you? What was Des Moines?
Well, I don't even know this year what we would play. But last year, this would be a part of it. There's so many Win songs. I don't focus on a specific one ever, to be honest.
But if you had a choice and you had the aux, what's your go-to then?
Oh gosh, probably Miley Cyrus, We Can't Stop. Yeah,
Miley Cyrus.
Can you believe this guy?
Songbird of our generation.
I can't say I listen to a lot of her stuff outside of that, but after a win, We Can't Stop. It's a great song, great feeling.
Well, what do you guys do when you're not at the rink? You guys had an off day yesterday completely. You had practice day. You were out by 12:30. I was looking around like, geez, everybody's gone. And it's well earned because you guys have won 6 straight games. You won 3 in a row on the weekend. But what do you like to do?
I went home, took a nap, and then just before this, I went to the Good Life gym. I got a gym membership to a place only about 4 minutes from my billet house. There's a nice dry sauna in there too to relax into.
I love a good sauna. I miss my sauna back home.
You've got a sauna at your house.
Yeah, I got like a wooden barrel sauna. So it's like 4 people. It's
That's
super
sick.
nice. Yeah, super nice. Love it.
And have has your family been able to come out to Lincoln at all in the 10 plus games you've been here?
Not yet. It's tax season. My dad's an accountant. He's busy. So he hasn't been able to make it down. My mom, my sister, they got things going on too. They're busy, and they plan on coming down at some point. I think my whole family will be in Fargo in a couple of weeks when we're there. So.
That's awesome. And your dad bids on your jerseys through your billet mom, Sherry Hibbard.
Yes.
How has it been like, number one, living with Sherry and John in this brief time? But yeah, your dad just wants to run up the price. And a lot of Stars fans are like, come on, we really got to compete $50 more, $100 more.
You're not going to outbid my dad for one of my jerseys. I think he has every jersey of mine except for 3. 2 he gave away, and I believe 1 he was not able to bid on. So it's going to be hard competing for my dad or with my dad for a jersey of mine. But yeah, no, he running. I mean, people are running up the price for him, and in his mind, he's getting it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, people are really running up the price for him.
We're not going to tell anybody that because we're just going to think that you have a chance at getting Killian Keeker-Olsen's jersey. But speaking of that auction atmosphere, the fans are nuts here, guys. This is my 3rd year here.
Yeah.
KO has played here as a visitor, now as a guy on home ice. KO and KP. I wonder if that's a thing. But Keaton, what has that been like for you coming from a team like Janesville in the North American League? Now you're playing at the Icebox every single Friday, Saturday.
Well, it's awesome. The more fans we can get in that building, the better the atmosphere is, and it makes it so much more fun to be a part of Lincoln when we have the fans behind us.
And when you throw a reverse hit and you hear the fans go nuts, does that just make you like on top of the world?
Oh yeah, for sure. Top 10 best feeling.
KO, are you a reverse hit guy, KO?
I would not say I'm a reverse hit guy.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's a skill that I've seen this kid dish out at 18 years old a couple of times, and I'm just like,
yeah, no, I can't say I've ever really attempted to throw one.
Dude, you got it. You can crush kids in general, but nobody's going to expect to just get a little shoulder. Don't do it like Tom's does. because he'll just hit a guy
Well,
in the head
you
3
know,
times.
Reverse hit. Oh, I was thinking like a cron wall, like a skating backwards.
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
I was
put
talking
your
about a
butt in
guy.
your
That's
chest,
what
reverse it.
Thompson did against Des Moines, I think it was.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
You were still on Des Moines.
And
when-
he got
when
a
did that.
penalty because he, again, lifted up his shoulder and crushed a guy in the head. I think that's the
Mm.
one part of Aiden Thompson's game he needs to work on. Everything else, he's fine. You
Reverse
guys can
hitting.
stay silent so he doesn't yell at you tomorrow morning in practice. But yeah, no, a reverse hit, like, a guy's coming at you
Yeah,
and you kind of give another shoulder.
for sure. You throw reverse hits. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a time and a place, right? You got that one-on-one, sure, but nowadays I think more guys are trying to get on their edges and just beat a guy out of the corner instead of letting them come into him and run the risk of him not falling down when you hit him and
Or
him
getting
having a
pinned in
stick
the
on you.
corner there.
Exactly.
Dash threw a pretty big one in Sioux Falls, I think it was too.
Can he outbench you?
No, sir.
That's-
Nobody can outbench Keaton. Nobody.
What is it? What's the max?
I think it's like 275. I haven't maxed in a while though.
I know.
I don't do it during the
So
season.
do I need to call the USHL and ask for a drug test?
No.
This
Okay.
guy's a machine.
But you're also a workoutaholic too.
I like to work out. For sure. This kid just presses insane amount of weight for 18, especially. My goodness.
Guys, we're heading into the playoff stretch. We're about to wrap up the show. I mean, how excited are you, Keaton, to have
I'm
that
so
first
pumped.
taste?
Yeah, this will be my first playoff experience.
Mine
so,
too.
yeah.
Really? So not in the North American League at all?
No. First year we were Chippewa was bad, and then we'll just call it what it is. And then second year COVID hit. We were in the playoff picture that year. We would have probably made we would have made playoffs, but COVID hit, and then last year obviously we've talked about that.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to. It wasn't negative. I love the fact that, again, we were able to kind of dampen your hopes, but then the fact that Joey Pierce comes back in that trade and he's been so good. Now we get you. It's really been a picture perfect season for you guys coming in, because I don't know if you guys know this, but 2018-19, year before I got here, it was a 12-win season out of 62 games. So
yeah, I think I overheard something that was said that 6 wins in a row was unheard of last year. And now we just hit that 6 wins in a row mark. Have we done that before this season?
No, it was a couple of 5-game winning streaks.
Okay.
So we've gotten
But
to
6 was
6,
the first.
and we hope to make it 7, 8, and 9 this weekend. But Sioux City is going to be a heck of an opponent on Friday. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for it? You're excited? You're dialed in?
What do you think we're going to say? We're not ready? Come on.
That's the answer that I want to hear. Really quick, guys, before we wrap up, favorite NHL team and why? KP, let's start with you.
Toronto Maple Leafs. Parents are from Toronto. Austin Matthews.
Minnesota Wild, hometown team.
Are they for real?
They're for real.
Are the Maple Leafs real?
They have the GOAT, so yes.
The GOAT.
All right,
Wow.
that's enough. That's a
Wow.
great way to end this show. KO, KP, thank you guys so much for joining the show tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
We'll be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. You are listening to Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket.
Husker fans, don't miss your chance to get a first look at this year's Nebraska football team at Memorial Stadium. The annual Husker football red and white spring game is set for Saturday, April 9th at 1 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for only $10. To secure your tickets today or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're
Definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat with a simplified buying process, at-home test drives, hassle-free delivery, and service pickup and return. Check out all our new vehicle specials now during Ram Truck Month at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Find great deals now on new Rams, Jeeps, and more during Ram Truck Month and the Jeep Celebration event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop our entire inventory of new and certified pre-owned vehicles anytime. At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.